The Unsettling Silence, Seeking Closure in the Disappearance of Sudiksha Konanki. Imagine the agonizing uncertainty, the relentless questions that haunt every waking moment. This is the reality for the family of Sudiksha Konanki, a young woman whose spring break trip turned into a nightmare. Her disappearance in the Dominican Republic has left a void, a gaping wound that only answers can begin to heal. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Sudiksha Konanki, a bright and promising student at the University of Pittsburgh, vanished without a trace during what should have been a carefree spring break. The location was the Dominican Republic, a place now synonymous with heartbreak for her loved ones. She was last seen on March 6th near the RIU Republica Resort in Punta Cana. The idyllic scenery now serves as a stark reminder of the unanswered questions surrounding her fate. Joshua Ribe, a fellow student who accompanied her on the trip, was the last person to report seeing her alive. His account of the events leading up to her disappearance has been scrutinized, yet the truth remains elusive. Investigators have explored the possibility of an accidental drowning, a tragic scenario that aligns with the circumstances of her disappearance. However, they have not dismissed the possibility of foul play, leaving a cloud of suspicion hanging over the case. The urgency of the situation prompted Interpol to issue a global alert, a desperate attempt to locate Sudiksha and bring her home. But weeks turned into months, and the hope of finding her alive dwindled with each passing day. Subarayudu and Sridevi Konanki, Sudiksha's parents, have made the difficult decision to request that Dominican authorities declare their daughter dead. This is not an admission of defeat, but a necessary step towards finding closure and navigating the legal complexities that lie ahead. Their decision is rooted in the agonizing lack of evidence suggesting foul play, coupled with Joshua Ribe's cooperation with the investigation. While the pain of accepting her potential death is immense, they seek to honor her memory and begin the long journey of healing. The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office, recognizing the family's immense suffering, has voiced its support for their request. They understand the need for closure and are committed to assisting the Konanki family in any way possible. Ultimately, the final decision regarding the death declaration rests with the Dominican authorities. The family's plea hangs in the balance, awaiting a resolution that will either bring them solace or prolong their agonizing wait. The decision to seek a death declaration is not taken lightly. It is a complex and deeply personal choice driven by a multitude of factors, both emotional and practical. The primary reason for seeking a death declaration is the desperate need for emotional closure. The uncertainty surrounding Sudiksha's fate has left her family in a state of perpetual grief, unable to fully mourn her loss. Declaring her dead, while painful, allows them to begin the grieving process, to acknowledge the likelihood of her drowning and start the long journey of healing. It is a step towards accepting the unacceptable. It is also a way to honor Sudiksha's memory, to celebrate her life and the impact she had on those around her. By acknowledging her passing, they can begin to create a lasting tribute to her legacy. Beyond the emotional toll, there are significant legal and practical considerations that necessitate a death declaration. These include managing Sudiksha's estate and ensuring the financial security of her family. Settling her estate involves managing her assets, paying off any debts, and distributing her belongings according to her wishes or the laws of intestacy. This process cannot begin without a formal declaration of death. The family also needs to manage college savings plans for Sudiksha's siblings, a task that requires legal authorization. A death declaration would provide the necessary documentation to access and manage these funds. Accessing insurance policies is another crucial consideration. Life insurance policies can provide financial support to the family during this difficult time, but claims cannot be filed without proof of death. Addressing any potential legal claims is also essential. While the family has not indicated any plans to sue, a death declaration is necessary to open an estate and appoint an administrator who can pursue legal action if deemed appropriate. Without a death declaration, the family faces an inertia period, a state of limbo where they are unable to address these critical legal and financial matters. This can exacerbate their suffering and create further hardship. A declaration of death is a prerequisite for opening an estate, a necessary step before any legal action can be considered. This is a fundamental principle of law that ensures proper administration and representation. An administrator must be appointed to file a lawsuit on behalf of the deceased. This individual is responsible for managing the estate and pursuing any legal claims that may arise. The declaration of death would determine the type of lawsuit that can be filed and the damages that can be sought. This is a crucial aspect of the legal process that requires careful consideration. While the family has not indicated any plans to sue, the option remains open. A death declaration would provide them with the legal framework to pursue justice if they choose to do so. Declaring someone dead without a body presents significant legal challenges, particularly when the disappearance occurs in a foreign country. The laws and procedures vary depending on the jurisdiction, adding another layer of complexity to an already difficult situation. In the Dominican Republic, it is unusual to declare someone dead without a body or concrete evidence of a crime. This is due to the legal requirements for establishing proof of death. Typically, a death certificate is issued based on a medical examination of the deceased. Without a body, this is impossible, requiring alternative legal pathways. In exceptional cases, a special law can be passed by the Dominican Congress or the President to declare someone dead without a body. This is a rare occurrence that requires compelling evidence and significant political will. There is no specific time frame for this process, making it difficult to predict how long it will take for the Dominican authorities to reach a decision. The uncertainty adds to the family's anguish. The U.S. Embassy requires a local death certificate to issue a consular report of death abroad, a document that is essential for managing the deceased's affairs in the United States. This requirement further complicates the process. In Virginia, where the Konanki family resides, there is a presumption of death after 7 years of absence. This means that after 7 years, Sudiksha can be legally declared dead, even without a body. However, an earlier declaration is possible if the missing person was exposed to a specific peril of death. This provision could potentially apply to Sudiksha's case, given the circumstances of her disappearance in the ocean. The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office is offering support to the family in navigating this complex legal process. Their assistance is invaluable in helping the Konanki family understand their options and pursue the necessary legal steps. Joshua Reeby's role in Sudiksha's disappearance has been a subject of intense scrutiny. As the last person to see her alive, his account of the events leading up to her vanishing is crucial to understanding what happened. Reeby claims that they were pulled out to sea by a wave while swimming. He maintains that he struggled to get back to shore and believes Sudiksha also made it out of the water. He alleges that he saw her on the beach before she vanished. This part of his story has been questioned, but he has consistently maintained his version of events. Reeby was initially held in Dominican custody for questioning, but was later released. Authorities considered him a witness, not a suspect, in Sudiksha's disappearance. He has since left the Dominican Republic and returned to the United States. His departure has raised questions, but he has reportedly cooperated with investigators. His involvement remains a point of contention, and his account continues to be analyzed for any inconsistencies or clues that could shed light on Sudiksha's fate. Sudiksha Konanki's disappearance bears a striking resemblance to other high-profile cases of missing persons, particularly those involving young women who vanished while traveling abroad. These cases serve as a reminder of the challenges and complexities involved in investigating such disappearances. The case is reminiscent of Natalie Holloway's disappearance in Aruba in 2005. Holloway, an 18-year-old American student, vanished during a high school graduation trip, and her body was never found. Holloway was declared legally dead in 2012, 7 years after her disappearance. This declaration allowed her family to resolve her estate and move forward with their lives. These similar cases highlight the importance of seeking closure and navigating the legal complexities that arise when a loved one disappears without a trace. They also underscore the enduring pain and uncertainty that families face in these situations. The Konanki family's quest for a death declaration is a testament to their resilience and their determination to find peace in the face of unimaginable loss. Their story serves as a reminder of the enduring power of hope and the unwavering love that binds families together, even in the darkest of times. If you or someone you know has been affected by a similar tragedy, please reach out to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children or your local law enforcement agency. Your support can make a difference in bringing closure to families and preventing future disappearances. The Disappearance of Sudiksha Konanki is a heartbreaking reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring pain of uncertainty. The Konanki family's request for a death declaration is a courageous step towards finding closure and navigating the complex legal landscape that lies ahead. We urge you to share this video to raise awareness about Sudiksha's case and the challenges faced by families of missing persons. Consider donating to organizations that support families of missing persons or advocating for legislation that streamlines the process of declaring death in cases of unexplained disappearance. Subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analyses of true crime cases and legal complexities. Your support can help bring closure to families like the Konankis and ensure that no one is forgotten.